and I'm just keeping it real with you guys.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Keeping It Real podcast. I'm your host, Mike Starks. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Keeping It Real podcast, the entertainment podcast where I rant, rate, and review movies, TV shows, and music. Today on the podcast, I'm here to discuss the American Society of Magical Negroes.
I know you can feel their discomfort, Aaron. Watching you walk through a room full of white people was the most painful thing I've ever seen.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I don't want to take you to a job interview.
There's a recruiting class starting right now, and we got to get you in it.
Welcome to the American Society of Magical Negroes.
I don't really understand.
It's easier to say. What's the most dangerous animal on the planet?
Shark.
White people, when they feel uncomfortable. White people feeling uncomfortable precedes a lot of bad stuff for us. That's why we fight white discomfort every day. Because the happier they are, the safer we are.
The name needs a little updating, maybe like magical black people, or I guess that doesn't have the same ring.
You ready?
Oh, wow.
Your first client is a Jason Munt. His morale is far too low.
Hey.
Darn it. I was hoping there was a station right next to him.
Oh, is this one spoken for?
No?
Yeah, it's actually fun and weirdly relaxing. It's like being a secret agent with none of the danger.
Hey, I'm Lizzie.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
She's great.
Yeah, she's cool.
You kidding? Come on, man. She's smart and funny.
I know what you were doing going on about her. You're trying to set us up.
No, that's not what I was doing.
You cannot have a relationship with Lizzie now. Because if you don't put Jason first, everyone's magic will fail.
I've always felt like it's my job to make white people feel comfortable, and here it literally is. But maybe it shouldn't be.
I got a great plan to ask her out, but I'm gonna need your help.
Do you think you could work your magic?
Hey, is he talking about me?
Hey.
Oh my God. Wait, are you?
But I traveled a long way.
Someone defied the society. Who was it?
If you didn't let her go like I told you, if you interfere with her or your client, you could have your memory erased. You won't even remember she existed.
Even though we might never see each other again, I need you to know that what we had was real.
I'm curious to see how you gonna make it out of all this.
Ladies and gentlemen, here on the Keeping It Real podcast, I have a rating system A through F. A is a perfect movie, needs no changes. B is a good movie, needs some changes. C is a good movie that needs a lot of changes, maybe a one-time wonder, a one and done. D is a bad movie, no amount of changes can save this movie. Don't even waste your time, don't even bother. And F sometimes is a movie so bad that it's good. It's weird, corny, CGI is off. Maybe it was good for the time. You can still watch it though. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the American Society of Magical Negroes, a 2024 movie. It stars Justice Smith as Aaron, David Allan Grier as Roger, Drew Charber as Jason Munt, Diana K. Kabuto as the receptionist, Anlee Bogan as Lizzie, and Aisha Hines as Gabbard. This movie was directed by Colby Libby. Colby Libby is an American comedian, actor, writer, and director. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to say a few things about this movie. I will say that the actor Justice Smith, I've seen him in other movies, and I'm not a fan of his acting. I really think that he would do better as a supportive actor, like just, another actor who plays off the main character or something. But in every movie that he's been in where he's like the main character or whatever else, like the lead character, it has failed. I have not enjoyed a single movie with him as the lead character. So I didn't expect much out of this one. I didn't expect much out of this movie given the title of the movie. But as far as David Allan Grier, I've seen him in quite a few movies. He's a wonderful actor. He can be funny. He can do a lot of stuff. So That's really who I knew from the movie. Also, Aisha Hines. She did a pretty good job in this movie too. She's been in some other movies and stuff like that. But I think really, your most recognizable name would probably be David Allen Grier. Most people don't really know Justin Smith, and if you have seen movies with Justin Smith, his acting is mid at most, I guess. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen,
Dating maybe like magical black people, or I guess that doesn't have the same ring.
You ready?
Oh, wow.
Your first client is a Jason Munn. His morale is far too low.
Hey.
Darn it. I was hoping there was a station right next to him.
Oh, is this one spoken for?
No.
Yeah, it's actually fun and weirdly relaxing. It's like being a secret agent with none of the danger.
Hey, I'm Lizzie.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
She's great.
Yeah, she's cool.
You kidding? Come on, man. She's smart and funny.
I know what you were doing going on about her. You're trying to set us up.
No, that's not what I was doing.
You cannot have a relationship with Lizzie now, because if you don't put Jason first, everyone's magic will fail.
I've always felt like it's my job to make white people feel comfortable, and here it literally is. But maybe it shouldn't be.
I got a great plan to ask her out, but I'm gonna need your help.
Do you think you could work your magic?
Hey, is he talking about me?
Hey.
Oh my God. Wait, are you?
ladies and gentlemen, let me give you the movie breakdown. We have a young man who gets recruited by a secret society of magical black people who dedicate their lives to making white people's lives easier. Kind of an odd premise for a movie, ladies and gentlemen, but here we go.
Can you help me? The machine is being a dick.
Yeah, okay, sure. What do you need?
Can you get cash for me? My PIN is
No, you shouldn't tell me your
310-555-0164.
Actually, I think that might be a phone number.
Hold on. Where's my card?
It's in the machine.
Oh my God. Brad? Someone stole my debit card.
It's still in the ATM.
Help!
Dude, you have headshots in the morning. He just stole her purse, man. Look, she's got her purse.
But it was right there.
I'm sorry to bother y'all, but did one of y'all lose an earring?
Oh my God, yes!
I saw it on my way over to meet my friend here. And let me just say, I know it ain't his.
Oh my God, thank you. You would have been wearing one earring like a freaking pirate.
By any chance, are you all going to get some food?
Yeah.
There's a barbecue spot that just opened on La Brea. My cousin runs it. They got a killer review in the LA Weekly. I don't know anything about that. All I know is they pull pork just like my grandma used to.
I love pork.
You tell them Roger sent you, and they'll bring out the good stuff.
Thanks, man.
Hey, no hard feelings, man.
Yeah, no, yep.
You good?
Yeah, I could have sworn that I had her bag.
Let's get off the street.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is quite a movie, and I don't mean that in a good way. The setup that happens before this scene is basically the character of Aaron. He's at some sort of art gallery, and he has like colorful yarn on display while everybody else has like real art up there or whatever else. Nobody's coming over checking out. Nobody knows what that like weird yarn structure is supposed to be or whatever else. Like, I guess his boss comes over and tells him like, hey, we're going to pull your exhibit if you don't go get at least one person to come over and check it out or whatever it may be. He walks over to a white guy, and the white guy assumes he's like the waiter. It's like, here, take my drink or whatever else, wanting to get out of his face or whatever else. And that's when he was like, well, I just can't tell him, hey, look, come look at my art. So they pulled his art away or whatever else and pretty much told him, like, you know, kick rocks and get the fuck up out of here. So he leaves that place, gets to walking down the street, when goes down an alley or whatever else, comes by this area where there's an ATM machine, and drunk Hottie comes out. She must have came from some sort of bar or something like that. And that's when this scene happens, where she like sees him, starts rattling off her phone number instead of her PIN number, wants help with the ATM machine, and gives him her purse to hold on to while she, you know, was going to go work the ATM or whatever else. Of course, I guess two white guys who was at the same bar as her. She freaks the fuck out, thinks that she lost her card or that somebody stole it. He's holding her purse. They assume it was him, even though her drunk ass left it in the machine, and they were going to whoop his ass. And that's when we get introduced to David Allan Grier's character of Roger, who comes over there and defuses the situation and pretty much uses his magic to reset the situation of moving the purse back into the young lady's hands, diffusing the situation by offering them a place to eat and things like that. And that's how we meet his character. I will say that the situation that happened right before this with him at the art gallery, he walks through crowds of white people constantly apologizing and everything else, excuse me and everything else. He doesn't stick up for himself. He's kind of weaselly. And even in this situation right here, none of this seems like anything you should be doing. This drunk woman approaches you. It's like, hey, help me with the ATM. I should have said hell to the fucking all. None of that. But he decides to go along with it anyways. Like, yeah, I'll help her, whatever else. And look how that turned out. Very odd indeed. I have a lot to say about this movie towards the end of this, but let's keep it moving, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm probably supposed to start slower with all of this, but there's a recruiting class starting right now, and we got to get you in it.
Recruiting for what?
Welcome to the American Society of Magical Negroes. Over the next few days, we'll introduce you to our work and determine if any of you are fit for membership. Now, since every education starts with the classics, let's take a look at some of our most accomplished predecessors. James Crampton, Savannah, 1923. Watch his approach to the work.
Well, that's a peculiar shot, sir.
Where'd you come from?
Oh, I was just passing through, sir. Or should I say, Mr. Avery?
Hey, how'd you know my name?
Well, everybody in the state of Georgia who likes billiards knows Beauregard Avery. Is it true that you once snapped your cue on the break, then ran the table with one of the splinters?
I haven't played since, the war.
You'd have lost your stroke.
Excuse me?
Billiard stroke, sir. You know, they say, man's grip on his cue, like his grip on life. Let me see how you're holding it. Now, see, you thinking about whether you gonna miss. Maybe you missed a little bit in your life. But you can't think on that now. Now you got to just close your eyes and get your stroke back. Not bad, Miss Avery. Not bad.
Now, obviously, you'll be using a more contemporary dialect and a lot of other innovations we've made since Jim's time. But he was a master of the fundamentals. So, what did you notice about Jim's approach to the work?
He doesn't make it about himself.
It's always about the client. Client service first. What else?
He's really friendly.
That's crucial. Anything else?
He's wearing suspenders.
Okay, let's take a look at another one. Marcus Dunham, 1955.
Dead man walking.
This isn't right, Marcus.
Well, boss, it ain't about the life leaving this world. It's about the life coming into it.
What do you mean?
I know that you and the missus been having trouble making life.
I'm just barely scraping by in this job, so it's hard to go home and feel like a man.
Now, you listen here, boss. Who snuck me that harmonica so I could speak my soul before I go?
I did, but...
That took courage. That was done by a man. So when Mrs. Bossman look at you tonight, know that she's looking at the greatest man in Kennebec County.
What about this one? Anybody else?
The spiritual was a nice touch.
Perceived authenticity. Your interests and hobbies have to be authentically Black as understood by the culture. We're showing the client the parts of ourselves that make them feel good and nothing more.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There is the scene where basically Roger grabs Aaron, takes him to a barbershop. There's a secret lever he turns. There's like a door you go through, and they end up, that's like the gateway to the secret society of magical Negroes. And the character of Gabbard, played by Aisha Hines, she basically starts teaching the class and starts teaching the new converts and telling them, hey, this is what's going to happen and everything else. She starts summoning some sort of cloud of mist and everything else, and within the cloud of mist or whatever, she starts showing scenes from the past of like successful magical Negroes interacting with white people, making them feel better about themselves. And it's just very bizarre. And then the second one where he was talking about with the guy, when you watch the movie, you can see that it's kind of a reference to a movie, Green Mile, I think it is, where he's like dead man walking, he's got the big guy and everything else. I guess they're gonna put him on death row and everything else. Like, I don't know if this scene was meant to be funny or comical or whatever. It just didn't land at all. This whole part of it just showing this type of thing didn't make any sense at all. But there's a lot more scenes in this movie like this, where she's trying to explain to them that, oh, the client, instead of just saying white people, because they're saying magical Negroes, and that their client is always white people. It's always trying to make them feel comfortable, and it's always trying to get them to not explode and go nuclear or whatever their fears are of what white people could possibly be doing and everything else. So it's just like funny that, well, not funny, but oddly funny that they keep saying the word client instead of white people. It's like making it about them, make them feel better, and all this type of stuff like that. It's just very odd scenes. Like, the movie is just, it's a lot like that. But there's more.
The truth is, Aaron,
I'm in Virginia.
You've got talent.
Sorry, the building is gone.
Yeah, and talent like yours can do more to help Black people than 100 marches.
How?
It's easier if I show you.
No. Last time you said that.
Aaron, what's the most dangerous animal on the planet?
Sharks.
White people.
Oh.
When are white people most dangerous?
And they're teamed up with sharks.
When they feel uncomfortable.
Okay, sharks are part of it?
White people feeling uncomfortable precedes a lot of bad stuff for us. White people move into a neighborhood, they feel uncomfortable, gentrification.
Okay.
White cop sees a Black man, feels uncomfortable, another shooting. There was a time when all you had to do is look at a white man and make him uncomfortable. That was pretty much it for you.
Yeah, I get that.
For
I'm
some
just
of
not
us, the last thing we see in this world is an uncomfortable white man. But I don't blame white people for that. I blame their discomfort. That's why we here at the American Society of Magical Negroes fight white discomfort every damn day. We are the vanguard of white relaxation. Black knights making sure that they don't take it out on a brother. Because the happier they are, the safer we are.
Wow.
So, ladies and gentlemen, pretty much after the meeting, Roger takes Aaron and basically starts demonstrating some of his magical powers by teleporting him. So he teleports him, shows him an area and everything else, then teleports him again to an area where there's like a poster board of sharks and everything else, and starts asking him questions about what is the most dangerous thing in the world and why they are the most dangerous thing in the world, which is white people's discomfort, and why we should always basically try to make white people feel comfortable. One of the things that has been said throughout this movie is basically that Aaron's character is basically right for the position, because he's already going out of his way to make white people feel comfortable, or basically be a Black apologist for himself, and just kind of downplay himself around white people and everything else. So it's pretty obvious by a lot of the sub characters in this movie, who are like the background characters, who are the other recruits and things like that, that they're already doing the thing that they're being recruited for. So it's not like they're going out there trying to convert people to this whole thing. These are already Black people who are going out of their way to make white people feel comfortable. These are already Black people who feel kind of skittish around white people and things like that. So I just think it's kind of odd where this scene where Roger's trying to sell him on the idea of just white discomfort and the things that come from it. Very bizarre. I personally didn't like this scene either. I thought it was odd. I will say that when it comes to the special effects of the teleporting, that was lame. It's kind of something you would see in like Bewitched or something with the blink, and they kind of just like freeze the scene, take them out of the scene, and then they disappeared. Like this was a 2024 movie. They could have made the transition of them teleporting look smooth, sharp. They could have used some sort of magic instead of just like a blink where boom, they disappeared in another area, whatever. That didn't look good at all. As far as him trying to sell him on the idea of I don't blame white people for the things that they do, it's their discomfort, so we battle the discomfort and everything else. I thought that was kind of bizarre too. It's just like, that's it. All we do is just like battle their discomfort and try to make them feel better and everything else. And it's just like, I got much more to say about that, ladies and gentlemen. It gets worse. Here we go.
Shit.
What's...
I think you must have gave somebody notions.
I could really use a hand here.
I don't think you really understand the welfare state. Then it's got to be a two-way street. I can't be the only one grabbing crotches around here. You've got to check it on my penis as well.
But this shutdown feels different. Big.
Did I just put you out of a job?
Oh, no. Being a magical Negro isn't just about magic. As long as there are fretful whites, we will be here.
All right. I'm gonna go.
But what you gonna do for work?
I actually have an idea for a new piece.
The yarn? You do remember nobody liked it?
Yeah, but I do.
Well, if I'm letting you out of here with your memory intact, you better text me tonight.
Okay, sure.
And none of that emoji shit. I need words. I'm curious to see how you gonna make it out of all this.
Make it out of what?
You didn't leave her in L.A.
Oh. No. No.
Aaron, what is going on? You just left me here. You just disappeared. I'm on the... Excuse me! On the Empire State Building. What is going on? Okay, great. So I'm like on the Brooklyn Bridge now, on the way to the airport, and I guess I'm in New York. I landed in LA. I'm in a car home right now. Can you give me a call and let me know that you're okay?
Lizzie! Hey, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the character of Roger helps Aaron get a whole new job, his company and everything else. At this company, paired up with this other guy on here who is Jason Munch, who's supposed to be the client that he needs to go after to make him feel comfortable and try to boost his self-esteem and everything else. That's his assignment as the magical Negro supposed to do. Along the way, he meets Lizzie, and Lizzie works there too, and that becomes the love interest in the story and everything else. And so he meets her, and it seems very awkward because the first time he meets her at a coffee shop. He bumps into her, knocks her coffee over and everything else, apologizes, offers to get another coffee and everything else. He waits in line with her. It's very awkward. It's weird. She doesn't seem to want to be around him. He's being very awkward. For some reason, the way they wrote this movie, that she just kind of like got used to him real quick and was like, I guess I'm just gonna like have him buy me another coffee or whatever else. Like, normally an interaction like that or whatever else, some guy bumps into you and just seems weird and knocks up your coffee, offers to pay your coffee, whatever else. Like, I don't see that going too well. Like, I don't know. She didn't seem hostile about it. She was like, fuck it, I'll just get another coffee or whatever. But he ends up meeting her again at this company and everything else, and that's how they end up meeting again. In this movie, they kept trying to have like them get to know each other and like each other and everything else. Now, the character of Aaron is not very likable at all. He's very much of a awkward person. He's a person who is not very outspoken, passive aggressive. He seems to be very much of a coward. I just don't see him being a match for Lizzie. Lizzie, the character in this movie played by Anlee Bogan, doesn't seem right for any of the men in this movie. because as far as the other character that Jason Munt, the other person who works with her at this company or whatever else, he doesn't seem right for her either. She seems very smart, seems very hardworking, she seems very fun to be around and everything else. It doesn't seem like it just seems like the relationship is forced. It doesn't seem like these two would ever like each other and get together. Like they don't seem like the type. Or whatever. So I guess they were trying to push like this whole subplot of being like, oh, this is supposed to be like some sort of romantic comedy or whatever else. It doesn't seem like the rom-com because it doesn't seem like it naturally comes together like that. You know what I mean? Like it just seems like these two people are not right for each other.
Meatbox is under fire. As new complaints emerge, its facial recognition technology fails to identify Black people. Critics say a lack of diversity on the engineering team may have contributed to the issue. And with public pressure growing, Meatbox founder Mick Morton has promised sweeping internal changes.
Ahoy, ahoy, ahoy! When I dropped out of Harvard to build Meatbox in my parents' garage, I remember thinking, I hope they don't pull the car in. I also remember thinking Meatbox had to be a platform for everybody. Now, in the next few days, you're going to hear the media claim that we have failed at that. You're going to hear outlandish accusations. Mick's biased. Mick's a racist. Mick hates the entire nation of Ghana. Well, that's not me. It's not who we are. We are the same company that last quarter alone partnered with 22 Black-owned vendors. We are the same company that during the George Floyd protests suspended operations for 12 hours. We are the same company whose flagship office has a world cuisine station dedicated to the food of the Caribbean and occasionally Africa. It's diverse, it's different, it's yummy. We like it. That's who we are. But to make it crystal clear who we are, I am thrilled to announce that in the next 30 days, we are relaunching the Meatbox brand. At a company-wide presentation, our top design team will pitch a Meatbox makeover. We're going to have a new logo, a new slogan, and a new commitment to the exact same values that got us here. It's incredible.
So that's the owner of the company, Meatbox, who apparently was under fire in the news because his facial recognition software had difficulty recognizing Black people. And in real life, this kind of stuff does happen too, where their AI recognition software, whatever else, does have difficulty for some odd reason dealing with Black facial features and other people of color's facial features, Asians and things like that. So that's kind of like a real life issue, whatever else. So of course he counters by saying, oh, we're not racist. We know some Black people, and throws out all these things where, it's like, oh, we spend money with other companies that do, with Black business. We partner with these people, whatever else. Basically, I'm not racist. I know somebody Black type. Some of the things that he was saying in his little speech or whatever else, if it was meant to be funny, it wasn't. It doesn't land. It's not comical. And for a person who is the director of this, Kobe Libby, supposed to be an American comedian, actor, writer, and director, poorly written, not funny for a person who's supposed to be a comedian. Like, I don't get, did he think the jokes were supposed to be funny for this part or whatever else? It didn't land. It didn't land at all, really. The whole garage thing, it didn't land. That's my critique for that right there. But coming up next, probably the most awkward, weirdest part of this whole movie.
Hey, I didn't like that.
What?
That thing you said, I didn't like it.
Okay.
I felt like you were saying that I'm only here because of my race. I didn't like that.
What?
And I needed to say that out loud.
Whoa.
I feel crazy just blurring that out. That's, wow. Just once I wanted to say what I thought, no matter the consequences. What?
I'm not racist.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm saying. I was just trying to tell you how I felt, which is actually pretty big for me because I usually only worry about how you feel.
Because I would never say anything racist.
No, I'm just talking about me.
I don't have a racist bone in my body.
Sorry, I'm actually having a moment of real personal growth, and so, no offense, I don't really care if you're racist on a skeletal level.
Well, we can't just throw that shit around. All right, it's like a death sentence.
No, getting shot is a death sentence.
You know what I mean.
No, I don't. Totally, you did say the thing. You said you only needed me on stage because I'm diverse.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I said the presentation is about diversity.
I mean, that's semantics. That's not what happened.
I'm sorry, you heard it wrong.
I was just there.
If what you're saying happened, then I'm racist, and I'm not racist, so it couldn't have happened how you said it happened.
So because you don't want to feel bad, the thing that just happened didn't happen?
That makes it sound crazy.
That's because it's crazy.
Can we just please focus up here?
And now, Jason Munt.
I don't care if you're racist.
Dude,
everyone's racist.
Aaron.
I care that you won't acknowowledge what just happened.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
you're
how
offended,
can we move
okay? I
forward
apologize.
until we acknowledge
This
the
is me.
basic facts of the situation. Like
Are they lovers?
Don't think so.
I'm not asking for reparations.
I did all of it. I did racism.
I'm not
I
asking
did
for you to
slavery.
apologize.
If I could just
I'm
do this
asking for you to
presentation, that
hear
would
me
be
out.
great.
I'm sorry. Did you say you did slavery? Like as an institution? How did we get there? All you had to do was listen to me and the thing that I was saying about myself. For Christ's sake, there's a section of your presentation called Diverse Experiences. It's a dumb title, but it's in there. You couldn't be less interested in that or me.
Excuse me.
Oh, you want to get in on this, Mick?
Yeah, I think I might be able to help out with this. Ahoy!
Oh, you think you understand me?
Yeah.
Mick,
And my
you
name
don't
is
understand
Jason.
other people. You own an island.
Right.
I'd like to
No
get
one
started.
with an island has empathy. It's not possible to possess both things.
Dude,
Right.
No, stop. Okay, I'm so sorry.
why are you doing this? We're friends.
You're not my friend. And you don't want to be friends because if we were actual friends, you would have to talk to me and listen to me and make space for the reality that I live in a country that makes me feel like it wants me dead.
What?
Where if I get shot today, there is an army of people ready to explain how it was probably my fault.
Probably.
And I feel that every
The
day.
diversity
in every
section
glance,
of this whole thing
every
is coming
movie
later.
That's supposed
and
to be
maybe less
uplifting,
about death.
And that changes
Because death and
everything. That
diversity
changes
don't
how I
really
walk,
have anything to do with
and how
each
I
other,
talk,
so-
and how I take up space. Or don't.
I got this.
It changes what risks feel reasonable and which ones are insane. And it's taken me my whole life to realize that this is a weight that I walk around with all the time.
My name is
And
Jason,
after this lifelong journey of figuring out that maybe this shit impacts everything I do,
Linda,
you want to
you're
turn
not
around
Jason.
and act like
You
I'm crazy
can't do
for
that.
acknowledging it. No. You don't get to put me in danger just because you don't want to feel like an asshole.
Young man.
Be the
We have
asshole.
forums in which
Mick, hold on a second.
Jason!
Because
beg
the
your pardon?
shame that you feel like you did something wrong just by being yourself, that is my whole life.
You know what?
And this place,
everybody?
this country
This is Meatbox.
has been so deeply indifferent to whether or not I exist
Two guys.
that on some level, I don't think I have the right to. And what I am saying to you that you so
the Mick
steadfastly
way.
refuse to hear
It's the Meatbox way.
is fuck that. I do. I deserve to be here. Not just on this stage, but in this world. And that, believe it or not, is a revelation to me. So you want to know about my diverse experience? I've been on this planet for 27 years, and I just figured out this week that I deserve to be alive.
I didn't know that.
Me neither. Hi.
Hi.
I'm gonna move us a little.
What?
So I'm gonna go soon, and I can't explain, but even though we might never see each other again, I need you to know that you're not crazy. What we had was real, and as long as I've known you, I've wanted to do this.
Aaron?
Aaron Mondo.
We have seen your crimes on the Meatbox stage, crimes that have endangered everyone and kept me at this miserable height. What happened after you left the auditorium?
I teleported my client's love interest to a romantic location where I tried to kiss her. In my defense, I had feelings for her first, and he kind of colonized my crush.
How can you possibly justify your behavior?
I guess I've always felt like it's my job to make white people feel comfortable, and obviously here it literally is, but it shouldn't be.
Aaron, you are hereby banished from the American Society of Magical Negroes.
Makes sense.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. He gives his whole speech about how I deserve to be alive, and this all came about because before Jason went to go on the stage, he told Aaron, he said, "Hey, I need you to be on the stage with me." Aaron didn't want to go on the stage. They kept going back and forth until he said, this meeting, this presentation was to be about diversity because their company wants to be more diverse because that's what they were under fire for in the news because of the whole thing. So he got offended by it and said, "Well, you sound like you're just making me on this presentation because I'm black, because of my race." And when Jason Munt didn't want to hear that, he went into this whole thing about getting defensive, saying I'm not racist, whatever else. Basically not hearing what he's saying at all and being like getting defensive about it and saying, well, I'm not racist, because he told him that you have to be on the stage as the black person because this is about diversity. And basically he's the only one there. He goes on to this whole spazzing out, all this type of stuff. He goes into all this type of stuff because this white man just won't listen to him. He won't stick to the point. He's diverting to I'm not racist, making it about himself and everything else when basically Aaron's just trying to have a moment with him and explain to him, hey, this is for the first time ever, kind of speaking up for myself and saying I didn't like what you said or what you implied or whatever else. And it's just, to me, poor writing for him to suddenly have this epiphany of like, oh, okay, well, I don't have to go ahead and make white people feel comfortable and everything else. Like, there's so much wrong with the organization of the writing of this movie. It just doesn't fit well. And so he goes onto this whole little rampage of like trying to get people to hear him and understand him and everything else. And it's just like, you're the only black person there. They just want to go ahead and have your face there for diversity and everything else. Like, you don't understand any of this until just this point right now. It was just weird. Like, you're a part of this company, and it was mentioned that, okay, Mick, the owner or whatever else, he basically was like, well, he went into this whole thing in a response to the news press and saying that, okay, well, we partner with black people, we do this, we do that, and we're going to make some changes or whatever else. So it was known that, okay, they were going to do some things to make it seem more diverse or to have more black faces around or whatever it may be. So just him saying at the last minute, like, yeah, you got to be on the stage with me because it's all about diversity and you're the only diversity because there was black people in the movie at this company. And then to get off stage where Lizzie pretty much is moved by this whole weird ass spazzing out, this kind of speech about I deserve to be alive and everything else, which was not related to anything he originally started talking about. He just wanted to express himself to this white man who doesn't go fuck about that. He just wants to work on the beach and have you there and all that sort of thing or whatever else. She's moved by it or whatever else. He literally uses his power to teleport her to the top of I think it's the Eiffel Tower or whatever else, and he wanted to try to kiss her and everything else and have their moment. That didn't land well either. And then to go back to the American Society of Magical Negroes, where basically your punishment for disobeying the rules, not following the laws, whatever else, not sticking to your client, any type of diverting from your mission, what you're supposed to be doing, can have your memory erased, basically, and basically just reset back to being a regular black person. And it happens earlier in the movie where the lady who was amongst the group of recruits or whatever else disobeys the rules, and they try to make it seem like your biggest punishment is going back to being a regular black person instead of a magical. So he was just like, well, if I lose my memory or whatever else, I want you to know that, you know, all the time we spent together was real and that he had feelings for her and everything else. And this is like coming towards the closure of the movie. It's just like, this movie is so incredibly like, this is not even the scene that you're going to be like, oh, this is the scene that kind of wraps it all together to make sense like that or whatever else, because he doesn't talk like this the entire movie. Like I said, he just seems kind of weaselly. He seems kind of a coward. He seems like the kind of person who just takes shit all the time. He doesn't seem like the kind of person who would just go from that to suddenly, now I can speak up for myself. Now I'm loud. Now I'm cussing. Now I'm just spazzing out for a bunch of white people. And he doesn't seem like the type of person who gets the girl. So it just doesn't work, ladies and gentlemen.
I think you must have gave somebody notions.
I could really use a hand here.
I don't think you really understand the welfare state.
Then it's got to be a two-way street. I can't be the only one grabbing crotches around here. You've got to check in on my penis as well.
But this shutdown feels different. Big.
Did I just put you out of a job?
Oh, no. Being a magical Negro isn't just about magic. As long as there are fretful whites, we will be here.
All right. I'm gonna go.
But what you gonna do for work?
I actually have an idea for a new piece.
The yarn. You do remember nobody liked it.
Yeah, but I do.
Well, if I'm letting you out of here with your memory intact, you better text me tonight.
Okay, sure.
And none of that emoji shit. I need words. I'm curious to see how you gonna make it out of all this.
Make it out of what?
You didn't leave her in L.A.
Oh. No. No.
Aaron, what is going on? You just left me here. You just disappeared. I'm on the
Excuse me!
on the Empire State Building. What is going on? Okay, great. So I'm like on the Brooklyn Bridge now, on the way to the airport, and I guess I'm in New York. I landed in LA. I'm in a car home right now. Can you give me a call and let me know that you're okay?
Lizzie! Hey, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much the end of the movie and everything else. There was a shutdown and everything else. People's powers were taken from them, whatever else. Roger couldn't take the powers. I mean, Roger couldn't use his powers to basically remove the memory of Aaron, and basically he gets to keep his memory, keep his girl. All you have to do is go and find her where he teleported her to, and basically go make up with her, whatever else. By the end of the movie, they meet back up with each other. And basically, that's the end of the movie. He gets the girl. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go on for the grade. As far as the grading, I would give this a D. And I'm saying I would give this a D because this is the type of movie that I don't think any amount of changes could really fix this movie. This is not something that you should even bother to watch. It's not entertaining. It's not like... The movie doesn't know what it's supposed to be. It's not exactly like a romantic comedy. It's not exactly a comedy. It's not funny. The jokes don't really land. The special effects magic is kind of useless. If they're magical Negroes, they didn't use a whole lot of powers. It's like the teleporting from location to location kind of just looked like something from Bewitched or something like that, where it's just this blink and they're there. I mean, they could have used kind of like a more magical transition or whatever else. Like, I just don't get why this was supposed to be magical Negroes. They didn't use a whole lot of magical powers in it. Very bizarre movie. There's no main scene for this to just be like, oh, that's the scene that makes this movie. So let's talk about the acting. The acting, for the most part, is pretty bad. Like I said at the beginning of this podcast, where I talked about the actor Justice Smith who plays Aaron. He's been in other movies. He shouldn't be a main character. He shouldn't be the lead or anything like that. He should be a supportive character or something like that. As somebody to basically act off of. Should not be the main person in this. Been the main person in a couple other movies. Terrible. Justice Smith, he just seems like the kind of person who had like 17 more acting classes before he was ready to go ahead and start acting and everything else. And he said, fuck that, I got this. And he's clearly not ready for any of this type of shit. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure that some of this is also because of the writer, directors, and everything else. But he just didn't sell it at all. So the acting was bad. I will say, with the exception of Roger, the character of David Allan Grier. David Allan Grier is a great actor. And I think in this movie, as him being the recruiter and basically trying to be the friend, type of person to the character of Aaron or whatever else, he did a good job. Okay, it was believable. And I think Aisha Hines, who plays Gabbard, who's basically training the new recruits or whatever else, like, she did a pretty decent job. Lizzie, I wasn't a big fan of her acting in this movie either, played by Ann Lee Bogan. I just was like, unrealistic acting. I just don't see her falling for a guy like that in real life. I think that if we move on to the storyline is trash. I just think that they're recruiting people who are already doing this stuff anyways, and they're trying to make it seem like, oh, well, here you could do what you're already doing with magical powers and some sort of elite title and everything, that you're saving the world and all this type of stuff. And it's like, well, if you were already out there doing it, already out there trying to make white people feel comfortable and everything else, and doing that sort of thing, you're not really saving the world. And then Another thing that irritated me about this is that, okay, black people, we are not a monolith, and neither are white people. So it's just like they showed that white people in this movie are some sort of monolith. They all will just go nuclear if they don't feel comfortable. And I know he gave the examples of like the police and like gentrification and things like that, but that is not the vast majority of, white people in 2024. So it's just like, kind of painted them as like this monolith, and he shows this meter throughout the movie too of like white discomfort and how if it reaches the red zone they're gonna freak the fuck out and do something crazy or whatever else. And like at no point in this movie do they show like other white people like calming other white people down, and they also don't show like white people regulating their own damn emotions, being like, okay, well, yeah, I'm I'm saying, spazzing out, but also let me calm the fuck down because it's not that serious or whatever else. Like no type of emotional self-regulation or anything like that. If we move on to like the camera angles were bad. There was a scene where like Aaron and Lizzie are going for a long walk at a park or whatever else. It's just the background looked awful. The angles looked bad. It's just something that should have been filmed. It just looked filmed bad. I don't know if they didn't think that this whole scene didn't need to be at a park, or that maybe you should have just found a smaller area, did tighter shots close up. It didn't need to have all this background in it. Camera angles and things like that were kind of bad too. As far as the scenes, they simply do not capture the attention of the viewer. People watching this are not going to be captivated by anything happening because everything, even with the CGI, like when you look at the special effects, when they have like the cloud of mist that turns into scenes that shows you when they were at the American Society of Magical Negroes, and the character of Gabbard is showing them in the mist, like here's scenes from 1952 and showing examples or whatever. Like that didn't look impressive at all either. I just don't see where all the magic in this movie about magical Negroes is at. It didn't seem like it was magical at all. I would just say overall it was lame. It was not very realistic. I wasn't feeling it. I will say this movie doesn't know what it wants to be. It's not a romantic comedy. It's not exactly any of that. I don't think the two characters are supposed to be the love interests of each other would realistically get together or anything like that. The title is off-putting. Just calling it Magical Negroes is off-putting. So, I don't know. You're not getting much for this movie. Well, before I go into what I would change about this, I just want to make a point here. This movie had a $15 million budget, and it only made $2 million at the box office, which I'm surprised they even made that much at the box office. $2 million. It had a 20% score on Rotten Tomatoes, and not to say that Rotten Tomatoes is like always accurate, because they have been wrong about some movies. But yeah, they got like a 20% score on Rotten Tomatoes. This movie was also pulled from the theaters in less than 3 weeks. So, not popular, not interesting. They yanked it from the theaters less than 3 weeks. It barely made $2 million at the box office and things like that. Not a very interesting movie. It got a grade level D because it's very forgettable, and the movie needs to decide what it wants to be. But I would say, as far as what I would change everything. I would say, one, Aaron is lame. He's a coward. He's basically unlikable. He's not interesting in any sort of way. The ending part where he gives his little speech about how he deserved to be alive, it's not believable. His voice is shaky. Like, I just wasn't feeling it. As far as the wannabe love story rom-com type of thing, it just seems forced. It doesn't seem very real. Overall, the movie is not very magical for a movie that has magic in the title. It portrays white people as a monolith of just being like, okay, well, they can go nuclear over the slightest things and not being able to control their own emotions. Doesn't show white people controlling other people's emotions and trying to calm them down or whatever it may be. And what I would also change, if you wanted to change something to this movie, even try to make it watchable or anything like that, as far as love interest, Aaron should have fell for a member of the society. While he's in there in the American Society of Magical Negroes, maybe another member, he falls in love with them. And maybe he wants out of society, but the other person really believes in it and she wants to be a part of it and everything else. And maybe there's the conflict, but they're also learning to like each other and everything else. Or maybe he is starting to believe it and wants to be in it, and the other person wants to be out. There could be a little bit of conflict right there, but also them coming together and falling for each other. But just the whole situation between Lizzie and Aaron, it was unbelievable. It's goofy. But last but not least, Lizzie at the end of the movie is part of some sort of secret society of supportive wives and girlfriends. So they try to make it seem like there's a women's organization of like secret wives and girlfriends who are very supportive and everything. Like, They dropped a hint of it in the movie where she had a tag that says "So Swag," which is like the abbreviation for all of that, and tried to make it seem like, oh, okay, well, that's funny too because these two people met and they're in secret societies and everything else, and it just seemed really goofy. Like that wasn't funny. That wasn't anything like something that's going to make a part 2 of this movie or anything like that. Like this is really a waste of time to watch. But if you watch it, it's a one and done. You're never going to want to watch this shit again. So the American Society of Magical Negroes it's not even something you want to put on while you're doing laundry or washing dishes or, just something to play in the background. It's really just that bad. It really is. Scene for scene, bar for bar, word for word. All of this needs a complete rewrite. It needs better actors. And just this coming from director Kobe Libby is just absurd. For him to be a person who claims to be such a comedian, actor, writer, and director. And I've tried to look up exactly what else has he been directing or anything like that. Nothing notable, anything like that. As far as his comedian career or whatever else, not that funny. So it is possible that he thought maybe this shit was funny, or maybe he thought the story went this way, but for a $15 million budget on this movie to get this mediocre movie that we have here that was just so barely even mid, I don't know. This movie is crazy. And I think the time frame for this movie was like an hour 47 minutes, way too long. A lot of stuff could have been cut out. A lot of stuff could have been rewritten in this movie. It just needs a complete rewrite. Completely redone. Not worth it. But ladies and gentlemen, that has been my show. I'm Mike Starks. I'm the host of Keeping It Real podcast, the entertainment podcast where I rant, rate, and review movies, TV shows, and music. Ladies and gentlemen, you can check me out on social media. You can contact me directly at doomstark7@gmail.com, ladies and gentlemen. Check me out on Spotify. Give me a 5-star rating, ladies and gentlemen. I will catch you again.
Real with you guys.